Hello everybody, I'm Joe. Thanks for joining me. I'm about to make a room and load up the Merfolk. I've gotten a lot of really random decks tonight. Gary Dubs, hopefully bringing something a little bit interesting to the table. My last opponent got 2 turns in and said his thing was bugged and, and left the game. Let's see what Gary Dubs has for me. 20's pretty good. Good hand. Pretty good. A little bit clunky, but it's pretty good. Alright, here we go. I think I'm going to start with, well, I'll start with Oboro. Next turn, we'll almost certainly play one of these infinite lords that we have. Godless Shrine, probably going to take away one of my lords. Oh, AEther Vial. So this is probably Eldrazi and taxes. Which case I feel like I'm pretty well off as long as I draw another land, because Kira is great in the face of Wasteland Strangler. Okay, we drew that land. Very nice. So I'm going to play the Wanderwine Hub now and cast Lord of Atlantis. I'm going to pump up his Merfolk as well if he's on Esper Merfolk. Okay, so really hoping to get out ahead of Wasteland Stranglers here with Kira. You could play Thalia, maybe, on turn 2. There it is. I'm pretty good at this game sometimes. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I pretty much know what deck I'm playing against now. We've got a lot of double blue in our hand. If we draw another blue source next turn, we can play 2 blue spells in 1 turn. Alternatively, we can play 1 and attack with the Mutavault. That might actually be better. Now, another option is to play a Lord and just start attacking now. But that seems hasty when we can prevent so much potential blow outage by having Kira on the battlefield. Very nice not to have any non-creature spells in hand. Thalia is just a 2/1 first strike. It's pretty powerful. First strike is a very strong effect. I feel like it's not very relevant in Modern. There's not a lot of strong white decks. But my fiance plays mono white knights. I just started teaching her the game, and first strike is a real pain in the butt once it gets going. The opponent took a long time resolving that AEther Vial trigger. I wonder if Gary Dubs is new to Cockatrice, learning the ins and outs of the interface. All right, the opponent is thinking. So no AEther Vial this game, but we're hitting lands, and we've got good cards in hand, so no complaints so far. No Island Walk yet, so we do have to think a little bit about, what this AEther Vial is representing. I think that Wasteland Strangler is a 3-drop. I'm fairly certain that it is, as well as Eldrazi Displacer. Other than Thalia, I don't know what 2-drops they play. Okay, so a tapped Godless Shrine with 2 mana up. Didn't attack with Thalia, leaving her up for blocks, I guess. So Spreading Seas would be really, really good right now. Master of Waves is also really, really good right now. So, wonder if I should start with an attack with Kira in the air. Flicker Wisp is also a 3-drop, so safe from blocks right now. Yeah, I'm going to attack with Kira in the air and then follow up with Master of Waves. See if the opponent wants to double path Master of Waves. Yeah, it actually can't because of Thalia. So the Thalia is actually affecting him way more than it's affecting me right now. Opponent took 2 from Kira. They don't really have counter spells, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to resolve. Oh, Tide Hollow Sculler is a 2-drop. that they could have. So opponent's going to think about this, I guess. So they conceded and unlocked their sideboard. I didn't say good game or anything, so I won't say good game either. Listen, they play Relic, so I don't have to bring in Relic. Tidebinder, pretty useless. Can bring in Dispel against Path to Exile, but that's a pretty dead card in general. They play a lot of creatures. Hurkyl's Recall can bounce his AEther Vial, which is one of their better cards in the matchup because it keeps me off balance the whole game. But I don't think there's anything bad in my main deck. Spreading Seas takes him off of his black and his white. Dismember hits his creatures. Echoing Truth can bounce AEther Vial if that's what I want to do. I feel solid with my 60. It's funny, against pretty much any deck that plays any Eldrazi creatures, I virtually never sideboard and tend to do pretty well. This is a keep. It's going to be important to hit another land, but we've got at least an opportunity to do so in Spreading Seas, drawing us an extra card. I don't think that first game was much fun for the opponent. Shambling Vent tapped. I can dig it. Maybe we had an AEther Vial here. No AEther Vial. Cursecatcher will have to do. That Shambling Vents is begging for this Spreading Seas. Hopefully, well, let's see what he does. Maybe another tapped Shambling Vents or something. Wastes. Alright, so what's he got? Thalia? Oh, I can't play my Spreading Seas. Good. Nuts. Cavern of Souls is better than I could have hoped for, however. Spreading Seas I can use next turn. Okay, so let's get one of these lords onto the table. I'll go with that one. Still can't attack. Remember, Thalia has first strike. She'll take my Cursecatcher out. Basic wastes. I guess he must play Thought-Knot Seer. Maybe Reality Smasher? That would be exciting. Okay, this guy wants to get bounced with Harbinger of the Tides. Leonin Arbiter. Okie dokie. Oh, Ghost Quarter. Oh, man. Alright, so I can't search my library, so he got me. Alright, well, here's to drawing another blue source. Cursecatcher's better than nothing, but not much better than nothing. I'm going to attack with the Cursecatcher. That Arbiter can bite me. Okay, we'll follow up with another Cursecatcher. The opponent is going to keep pathing me and ghost quartering me, and the Arbiter is going to keep screwing me. So be it. I'll just keep attacking like Merfolk likes to do. So we haven't actually seen any Eldrazi yet, but I could tell from turn 1 Godless Shrine into AEther Vial in game 1 that that's what the opponent is on. It's just a question of which Eldrazi he's playing. Now the opponent doesn't have AEther Vial this game either. It makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Okay, takes 2 life to play an untapped Godless Shrine. Shambling Vents takes, or Vent, singular, takes 3 mana to activate. This guy's not really in the picture yet. Taps 3 mana, maybe a Wasteland Strangler or something, maybe an Eldrazi Displacer, Flicker Wisp, gonna bounce something. Okay, that's fair. So he's exiled for now. Opponent's gonna attack with his stuff. I'm gonna take some damage. And then my Cursecatcher comes back. Yay! Alright, well, this is getting a little weird. So we're racing here, huh? Do I attack with the Lord? Probably not. Nah, I don't attack with the Lord. Man, that Ghost Quarter was a little bit rough. I didn't see that one coming. I'll attack with my Cursecatchers. The race is pretty even right now. I do have the Mutavault in reserve if the opponent wants to keep racing me, and I don't draw a blue source and play one of these excellent spells in my hand. I'll just attack with Mutavault in that case. Well, once again, the opponent is getting hit harder by Thalia than we are, I think. So if they attack this turn with their full force, they're representing 7, which is a 2-turn clock. I could always just block one of these guys next turn if I want to. On my side of the table, I have 8 here plus 3 down here is 11. You get in with everybody? Just these guys. Just those guys? All right. I'm not going to block any of that. I'll go down to 9. What else you got? Eldrazi Temple and Godless Shrine. There's a Displacer. Doesn't have mana up to use it yet. Okay. 2 more mana for what? Another Thalia. Alright, I guess that's pretty awkward. Just wants a blocker, I guess. Fair enough. Alright, well there's a Mutavault. Better than nothing here. Gets a Reejerey on the table, represents a tap trigger if I draw another land with Master of Waves, or a blue source, I can get it going with Lord of Atlantis. So, unless the opponent, if the opponent has a Path to Exile, that's not that great because get rid of one of my lords, my blocks become a lot worse next turn. Okay, so I've got a little army of 3/3s here. This is lethal. If they can block just one and live. All right, so if I attack, he can block and kill my lord with the Displacer if he wants to. Take 9 from these guys, and then on the crackback, I only got 1 blocker here. Lord would be dead. Thalia get in. These guys get in. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe I just attack with 2 Cursecatchers. I've got 2 Mutavaults. He could Eldrazi displace. He displace the Flicker Wisp and get rid of one of my blockers next turn. They have let's see, 3 + 3 is 6, but they have 10. So I need to have some blockers. You can blink one of my lords, makes everybody smaller. So that's rough. I might have to. I'm going to attack with 2 Cursecatchers. I'm going to be a little aggressive. See how they choose to deal with this. Okay, the opponent's at 6. So, quite possible they have something like a Reality Smasher or something. That would be pretty difficult to deal with. With the effect on board, the opponent can bounce one of my lords. Actually, maybe they can maybe they can bounce 2 of my guys, or rather bounce Flicker Wisp twice. There you go. So it's 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 mana right now, including 2 colorless. So if they have another land, they can activate Eldrazi Displacer twice on Flicker Wisp and bounce both of my lords. I could still chump something if I needed to. Well, if they bounce Flicker Wisp, then it can't attack. It can't deal damage at least. The opponent says 1 mana short. I'm just asking what the plan is. Just ask if they want to play on. I might have played, and this might be the same guy that I played against this deck with like a while ago. Draw a land was my plan. And then alright, he's still going to try. This guy just likes to talk. So, as I was saying, he might have wanted to double bounce the Flicker Wisp, which could have bounced both of these guys, and he could have attacked with only these guys. Alright, he's going to attack with a bunch of stuff. Being aware of the single Displacer effect here on the table. Now, the creature returns tapped. Sometimes I forget about that. Exiles a creature and then returns it tapped. It's not just a blink effect. Okay, so here comes Thalia. I'm at 9. I'm not afraid of Thalia. Getting a little more afraid. Not that afraid, though. So now it's 8. I'm still not afraid. Don't think the opponent plays Bump in the Night or something like that. I feel like I might have gotten blown out by something like this in the past. What could the opponent have to deal 1 more damage to me? Some instant speed effect. I've got a lot of creatures on the table. Reejerey is going to potentially give me access to a tap effect next turn. Like the opponent is on pretty thin ice right here. So maybe I just block the Displacer. In order for it to not die, he has to blink one of my lords. Okay, so he's going to blocks. He can't blink anything before I block. So just to be on the safe side, I've still got a pretty large margin of overkill next turn. I'm going to block the Displacer. Now, what's he going to do? I imagine he's going to bounce on my lord. He could also have a Path to Exile. But the way that he was complaining about... so I'm going to take 5 here, going down to 4. Oh, man. The Displacer died. Interesting. Didn't blink anything. Well, I guess Flicker Wisp wouldn't have dealt the damage then in that case. Is this going to be a Thought-Knot Seer or something? Flicker Wisp. Oh, well, he's got blocks. So, but my guys are 3/3s. He can block 3 of them, and 2 of them will squeak around the edges. Unless he has the single card in his hand is Path to Exile. I'm going to go ahead and play my Reege and tap, I don't even know. I guess the Flicker Wisp, because that's the biggest. Then he only has 2 blocks, and my guys are 4/4s, even if they're 3/3s. After he removes 1. Oh, it's a little close. Just need to think a second. So is it better to tap one of his creatures, leaving only 2 blockers? He can exile. If I don't cast anything, just activate Mutavault. He has 3 blockers. 2 guys can get through. But if I play Reejerey and tap a guy, even if he has Path to Exile for one of my attackers, well, no, let's not think that way. Cursecatcher's here, of course. I can just counter something. So I play the Reejerey, tap a guy, counter a Path to Exile. He only has 2 blockers. 3 creatures are attacking. He has 2 blockers, but my creatures are 4/4s. Ugh. He has 2 Flicker Wisps. What do I do here? Maybe I just don't counter. All right, let's see how it goes. Maybe he just scoops it up. Okay. So now I'm dead to the Flicker Wisps. If I gets to the next turn, so I just have to attack with everybody. Well, the opponent lives through this if they have a path. Oh, okay. He had a Wasteland Strangler. All right. Well, so that was a pretty interesting game 3. I was able to get there in the end. The opponent seems a little bit salty, didn't say anything. So thank you guys for watching. This deck seems to be getting a little bit more prominent in Modern. I think it's a pretty sweet deck. We didn't get to see any Tide Hollow Scullers. We didn't see a lot of hand disruption in general. Didn't even see any Wasteland Stranglers. I feel like opponents play like 8 of this guy. He seems like he's always showing up. At any rate, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.